How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Andrew. Unfortunately, I know last episode I said that I'd leave the server running and hopefully we'd have water by the next episode, but I quickly realized that that wasn't going to work because this would happen, so I just turned the server off. This is really bad, actually. Oh, no. Oh, shit. Oh, no. No, go away. This is really, really bad. Shoot, I did not mean to do that. Oh, and there's one inside my... Oh, there's so many in the house. Shoot. Oh, gosh. Let me grab this. Let me go. Let me go. How did he not kill me? Let me go. Oh. This is horrible. Oh, no. Oh, God. They've blown up everything. You've destroyed my life. This is why you don't build a house without torches, I'm learning. Oh, shoot. Okay. I can get everything back. I just need to make sure. Okay. All right. I think we're safe. The gravestone mods... The gravestone mod is in this game, so... Whoa. We're not safe. I lied. Where's the other one? Oh, it's the same one. Oh my god. That was intense. Alright. Oh, he's still there. Oh, gosh darn it. I'm the greatest Minecraft Let's Player of all time. How are you not taking damage? Great. Okay. I want this one so I can sleep real quick. Okay. Just sleep. How far away do I need to be from that skeleton to sleep? Sleep. This is the greatest start to any video I've ever made. Oh, well. Oh, no. Another creeper. Die. I want you out of my life. There we go. Okay, well, the house is a little worse for wear. Oh, there's one here. That's the first thing I'll make, is I'll make a furnace and make some torches. Burn some charcoal. Okay, well, you know, that could have gone better. Let's see. How much of my stuff... They burned my achievement book, which I'm not happy about, but I think... I think I can get it back. Yeah, it's just going to be a while. I need purple dye, which I have no idea how to get. I think in order to get this, I'd need dirt, grass, and then I need to grow the grass with, like, bone meal or something. Oh, well. This is not good, but... it's fine. Anyways, how are you guys doing? Hope you're having a good day. The response to my last video was pretty good. Got more engagement than I normally do, and, you know, again, not why I'm doing it, but it's always a good metric to see. I am hurting right now. Being real. I am going through an addiction that is not fun. And anyone who's ever been through an addiction knows 100% what it's like. It's a ever persuasive thing that you can try to fight it as much as you possibly can, but it always has a hold over you. You're always your own worst enemy when you have an addiction, because I don't know if it's, you know, Satan or my own worst intentions or whatever, but it always whispers in your ear that, you know, it's fine, that it's normal, that it's okay, that there's nothing wrong with it. And I'm learning that that is an evil voice. And, you know, I said on this channel that I was going to be honest, that I was going to be truthful to what I was actually going through on the daily basis. to be the opposite of the way YouTube is now. So, I tend to get pretty deep on this show. And I call it a show because I'm on so many other shows. And, I hope that's okay with you guys, that you're okay with me going deep. And I want to hear what you guys, your answers and your feelings and what you guys are going through as well. I lost my sieve. Oh, gosh. I'll start with the silkworm now. Because that's what humans are for. That's what relationships are for. Communication and community is that you help each other go through things. And, my addiction has been slowed, which is good. I'm not as addicted to it as I was before, but I'm slowly learning how to wean myself off of it by convincing myself of why I did it. Experimenting with how it started, why it still is going, has really helped me just come to the reality of it. As soon as you demystify the addiction, and as soon as you add some metrics to it and logistics behind it, it gets a lot easier, is what I've learned. And, it's part of me is glad that I've had this addiction because it's really given me a perspective about addiction as a whole that I had never had before. And it's given me some experience to kind of sympathize and empathize with people who've gone through it, including my brother and other people. I think it's a normal human thing to go through. I don't think we're all perfect. My religious beliefs try to convince me that everyone's perfect and we're made in a certain way. But I don't know if that's true. I think we're all made to have a little bit of craziness in us so that we can learn how to overcome it and we can help other people. For those who aren't religious, who have never read the Bible, there's a certain passage of Scripture where Jesus talks about, I think the Pharisees, the religious people of the time, were going after Jesus, telling him they brought a blind man to him or something, or there was some reason there was a blind man near him, and he said, like, who sinned against, because the idea was that the reason he was blind was because he had sinned or his parents had sinned and God had cursed him with the blindness. And they were like, who sinned? Did he sin or did his parents sin? And then Jesus was like, I think he was blind because he gets to be a vessel for the fact that you can overcome blindness. And then he went over and he made the blind person not blind or something like that. That the reason he was blind was there was a purpose and a mission behind it that was a holier reason than just he sinned or his parents sinned or something. And I think that's, whether we want to believe Jesus existed or not, that's up to the individual. But I think that principle is a great principle to hold on to. That the things we go through exist so that we can learn from them, not just because we're cursed or anything like that. I don't know. Anyway, I got to reconstruct this whole house. And there's a huge gash in it. Oh no, I didn't even realize that. And then my bed's over here. So this might take a while. I'm going to try, I've talked about how I like to leave these videos unedited, but I'm realizing that, no, never mind. I was thinking about skipping to when my house was built, but I think at this point, you guys are here for the long haul. And you're here for me, and you don't want any second of me to be gone. I'm hoping that's the way that you guys feel, but that's the way I've kind of wanted to construct this channel. Is there's no edits, that there's no skipping the beat when it comes to hanging out with me or learning from me or anything like that. Maybe that's a self-righteous statement, but I wouldn't want to skip any second I'd have with you guys. All right, so let's do this. I thought my house was cool before, and I wanted to save it, so I'm sure I'm wasting my time trying to save my house, but what's more sacred to a Minecraft YouTuber than their house, right? It's weird watching all these old Minecraft videos again. I'm realizing how many interesting sort of trends are in all of them. Like almost every Minecraft YouTuber has an intro, had a Minecraft girlfriend, had a favorite block. Like there's a formula to it. And I think us YouTubers established that formula to kind of demystify. I think humans are always trying to find a way to make sense of things and establish patterns and habits that make things that are more mysterious make more sense. So that's why I think we have all of these unspoken rules or unspoken things that content creators and YouTubers do. It is weird, all these similarities and the kind of spoken expectations of what it means to be a Minecraft YouTuber and a Let's Play YouTuber in general. And I hope I get to break a few of those and be a little bit more original, talking about deeper things and being more myself as opposed to trying to be someone else. But I can't be right about everything. And I think that I'm right about what I'm trying to do on this YouTube channel, but if you guys disagree, let me know and I'll try to hear you guys out. Okay. I need a lot more wood, I'm realizing. What was some of your guys' favorite game modes of this game? I remember really liking Bed Wars for a time, and I think Bed Wars is still like one of the most popular game modes in Minecraft after 10 years or whatever, however long it's been around. I was there at the very, very beginning of Bed Wars, I think, because I had always played Hypixel for, I think it was zombies or something. I had played other game modes before Bed Wars had come out on Hypixel. And then I played the first versions of Bed Wars. That was always really fun. And my siblings were always into a server called Mineplex, which I don't even think is a thing anymore, which is sad. Because I'm pretty sure Mineplex popularized the Hunger Games format, Hunger Games game mode. And there was a content creator called Parker Games, I think. I don't think Parker Games even makes videos anymore. And if he does, it's on an ulterior YouTube channel. But he would always make videos on Mineplex, and they were always good and entertaining and interesting. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but it was pretty fun. Things can't stay the same. Things are going to change, and that's fine. And I've gone back and forth of where I think the change has taken place with all of these, these YouTubers and these formulas and the nature of how we talk and all of this stuff, like how it's changed. Is it the people that have gotten older that have changed? Is it the content itself? And I think it's everybody. I think everybody changes. As much as we'd like to blame our favorite YouTubers for being different, they are different. They're going to be different. Human beings are different. You can also make a crook out of bones, by the way, and it's a little more efficient, but I'm going to save the bones for other stuff. I don't know if I'll ever need it. If I'll need that bone right now. But yeah, I've changed. My content creators have changed, and I really just have to accept that. I can't lament about the world anymore. It's not helpful in the slightest. All right, so here we go. Doink, 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 doink. Okay, so it's almost fixed up the way it was before. And this is episode, I know I didn't mention it, but this is episode 5, I think, of this little show that I've got going on here. So if you haven't seen the previous ones and you're wondering who I am and all of that, make sure to go check them out. It will give you more context. You know, I'd like to reiterate everything that I say in every video, because it's easier to do that than come up with new things to say. But I realize that it's kind of boring for people who already know it, so I'll try to bring up new conversation. Try to talk about new things that I'm going through, and things that I'm about to do. I'm about to see the new Toy Story movie, to study it and for my podcast, because on my podcast I talk about movies. It's a conversation between me, a film industry insider as a film student, and someone who's not really in the film industry, is the premise. So I'll be watching that with my brother. And it's a cool format because I normally record them all on Discord with a friend of mine. But every once in a while I like to have this new format, which is it's the same show, but I go to the theater and watch it. And then it's the conversation on the drive home from the theater about what we thought of the movie. I don't know. I thought that was a cool idea. So I'll be doing that when the new Toy Story movie comes out. I like the Toy Story movies a lot, especially the third one. I have a thing for, that makes it sound like it's really sexual. I have a thing for movies that culminate like a franchise or a trilogy, like the final movie. I don't know why, but I think it's just the most satisfying form of storytelling for me, the resolution to decades of work, you know. And to me, that was Toy Story 3. I thought Toy Story 3 was the absolute pinnacle, perfect ending of any franchise trilogy ever. And then they just went ahead and made more. And I don't know how I feel about that, because obviously the company, Pixar, the animation company that makes it, isn't doing well right now, from what I've heard. A lot of their movies have flopped recently, so they're trying to bank on established audiences for movies that they've already made, and as opposed to making new IPs. So I don't know if it'll be good, but I liked a few of their original IPs a few years ago, like Coco, but I haven't kept up with the company and their work. And you know, I'm looking forward to seeing if it's good or not. I watched Toy Story 4 and thought it was just okay, if not disappointing. But I don't remember it, so I might just have to rewatch it. That was before I became a film student, and I don't know that much about animation in general. So I still think of Pixar as the premier animation company. I think their animation quality is probably better than anyone else. I just don't really like the company politics behind it, and it'll be interesting to see if they, you know, go more in the direction that they've gone, or if they'll try to step back a little bit. I heard that they did that for Inside Out, the sequel. They were going to make it a lot more, whatever you want to call it, woke, liberal, left, and then they kind of just walked it back a little bit because they saw the response to Lightyear. And therefore, Inside Out made, you know, $2 billion, and was, I think it was the most successful animated movie for a bit. So I don't know. There's something to be said about putting politics in movies and in children's movies to try to bring light to certain ideologies or certain ways of living. But there's also something to be saying about not being preachy about the politics that you try to enforce on other people and where that line is. Because, you know, I'm moderate politically. Why did I make two doors? I'm moderate. I don't register. I'm registered as unaffiliated. I don't have a political party. I really try to think and believe that every human being has something to say and has some valid point of view. And, you know, we are in one of the most divided times of our country's history. We can't agree on anything. We can't agree on policies. We can't agree on ideologies and how people should live. And I think the antidote to that is just hearing other people out and making sure that we come to some sort of agreement, because right now our country doesn't want to agree on things. We want to paint the other as a villain or demonize the other, and say that the other one is, and demonize the other one and say that we're perfect. And I think that is anti-human. I think it's anti-good. And both parties do it. And we just need to stop that. I think that's why our members of our political parties are getting shot and killed and all of these horrible things. Our members of our society are getting those fates. So, I don't know. We live in a crazy time right now, and I'm trying to bring a voice to it in a passive protest way. Everyone can believe what they want to believe and think what they want to think, but we have to agree on basics. Because if we don't agree on basics, then we're kind of cooked. You know, people can say what they want about the 50s and 60s, but they agree. They had an agreement on some of the basics, on how you would present yourself, what was expected of you in society, and obviously, I mean, are we any happier as a society since then? I think there's probably more death and suicide and all sorts of stuff now than there was back then. And because we've kind of crushed the nuclear family, we've crushed the expectations, we've given people things that they didn't have originally, which I'm all for, but it does change the dynamic. And it'll be interesting to see where life goes. One of the worst things that's happened is social media. It's one of the best things and one of the worst things that happened. Because it's one of the best things because the idea that you can lie about something big and get away with it is kind of done. There's so many people recording things. Government conspiracies have never been more easier to find out and analyze than they are now. You know, back with like the JFK assassination, when JFK was assassinated, the only people that had access to the information of what was going down was the government. And now because of social media and the internet, everything is recorded, and the amount of misinformation, there's more spinning of the information, but there's more information than we've had before. But one of the bad things, really bad things it's added, is that it's added a lack of responsibility and accountability with what we say. The arguments people get into on social media, the points that people make are just nasty, emotional rages that have no worth at all. And people say it, and I've gotten used to saying that kind of stuff because there's no consequences for what they say. You know, there used to be a threat that if you called someone's wife a whore or whatever, that you'd get punched in the face. But that threat is gone, so now people can say horrific things and get away with it. And I think that's a really bad thing that has corrupted so many people. And it's corrupted, and I'm not innocent of it. I'm guilty of it too. It's corrupted me with how I've interacted with people online. And it's just crazy. We live in a crazy time. And people who don't think that we live in a crazy time, I think they're in denial that we live in a crazy time. But I also think that they have a point that the world's always been crazy. And we have to realize that. All right, so now that we have that done, we have kind of fixed the house. I need to make another sieve, which I think I have enough. Yes, I'm glad I have enough string to do this. All right, sieve. I'll put this in here. And then we need more barrels. I'm going to build a new crafting table. All right, I'll put it right here. I think the base is coming together as long as it doesn't get hurt again. All right, so I need to build doink barrels. I have so many stacks of oak leaves that I have not used. So it's time to make some dirt. And then I'll sieve this dirt, and then I'll turn the stones that I get from the dirt into cobblestone, and I'll make a furnace, and I'll get some torches so that none of these mobs spawn again. If you guys want this mod pack, I found it on AT Launcher. I think it's the most reliable way to get it, but I'm sure you can find it on CurseForge or other places, but it's just the mod developer is Bacon Donut, and it's just Bacon Donut's Sky Factory. I think it's called Sky Factory 2 on AT Launcher, but in that Sky Factory 2 mod pack, you can scroll down to the earliest version, and that will be the first version of Sky Factory available. And I'm pretty sure it's the only place that you can get the right mod pack. It's different than FTB's Sky Factory. I think it might be the same, but I think it's different. All right, so I basically need like 8 dirt blocks, really, if I'm gonna get 8 cobblestone to build a furnace. So let me make some more barrels. We're coming up on the end of the video here, I understand. So I'm just gonna do this, make some dirt, and then make some cobblestone. I need another axe. I don't like not having torches. This is not ideal. Okay. I was going to get rid of that wood, and then you just came out of nowhere. For that reason, I'm not going to even break your leaves with a crook. I don't know how that would benefit me, but all right. Let me dunk. These almost done. Yeah, so dirt is like the most valuable resource in the game early on, which is fine. But I don't like dirt. I think dirt is ugly, and I don't like how much of a valuable resource it is because it's really hard to make. I mean, it's not hard to make, it's annoying to make. Which is fine. Okay. This will give us 3 cobblestone. I might as well organize my inventory. Oh, I still have all these signs. I thought I put signs on these. Maybe they got blown up in the blast or something. Still don't know how to spell miscellaneous. Tools. Miscellaneous. Pretty much all of this stuff is miscellaneous. Except arrows could be used as a tool. Man, I missed my achievement book. RIP for the achievement book. Purple dye. Yeah, the only way I could see how to get this is I create grass blocks by getting a piece of dirt and then putting grass seeds on it. Do I have grass seeds? No. You get grass seeds by sifting dirt. And then you'd need, once you do that, you need bone meal, and then you just put bone meal on the dirt block. It's easier if you have, okay, these are sugarcane seeds. I was excited there for a second. It's easier if you get a huge area of grass blocks and then use bone meal. But if it's a single grass block, I think we'll be in trouble. All right, I just need 3 more, and then I can make a furnace, and then I can put down some torches. Man, maybe I'll just spawn in an achievement book, even though that would be cheating. Let me know if I'm allowed to cheat in this series, if I'm allowed to get an achievement book, because I want you guys to see what I'm working on a weekly basis. But if you guys think that I deserve it, then I'll toughen up. That's fine. Tools. I need to make more crooks. Here we go. That's plenty of crooks. Okay, I'm running out of time here, so I think I'll just finish this up in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. I'd like to continue the conversation offline. Always, that's why I'm here. I'm here for you guys. Here to build a community and interested in what you guys have to say and what you guys think. So let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video, probably tomorrow. So, subscribe, like, all that kind of stuff for that content. So see you guys later. Bye.